So AR-15s in California. If you ask the average non-gun owner, they're going to say that AR-15s are not legal in California. However, that's not really the case. And today I want to talk about why that isn't, what you can and cannot buy, the pros and cons of the various types, and how you can actually go about getting them, whether you choose to build one for yourself or buy a complete gun, what I think is the best option, some sort of price ranges that you can look at, and how to legally get them so that anyone that's curious about it, whether you fall on the left or the right of the political spectrum as far as anti or pro-gun, you could look at this video and just get a general idea of what is and isn't legal and maybe have a better understanding of the law. So let's start with, why are AR-15s difficult to acquire in California? Well, for starters, it's mostly just entirely because we have what's considered an assault weapon ban. So these guns right here are all compliant with the current state of the law in the state of California. They are all in a configuration that makes them legal within the legal limits of the assault weapon ban. The assault weapon ban in general is a very simple concept. They defined what they think an assault weapon is, basically military style guns, and said, we don't want you to have those. Regardless of them actually being any functionally different than any other gun in America, they, based on how they look, could be considered illegal. So it is what it is. Moving into it, what can you actually get in the state of California? Well, contrary to popular belief, you can actually get both AR-15 pistols like this gun here, or an AR-15 rifle like this gun here. And you're gonna ask yourself, what's the difference? Basically, an AR-15 pistol is a gun that does not have a stock. This is a stabilizing brace. It does not have a stock, and it has a barrel of less than 16 inches in length. So this has an 11.5-inch barrel, and it's got a pistol stabilizing brace. This gun is designed to be fired not from the shoulder. It can be shouldered, but it's not designed to be shouldered. Now, an AR-15 rifle is a gun that has a barrel length of at least 16 inches or longer and has a stock. This gun is actually much easier to get in the state of California than pistols, but pistols are still available to be gotten. I made a video specifically on how to get AR-15 pistols, so if you're just curious about that, check the link above here and we will talk about that in more depth. So why would one get an AR-15 pistol versus an AR-15 rifle? Well, the biggest reason why there's differences between them is because the laws determining what an illegal assault weapon pistol and an illegal assault weapon rifle is are very different. With rifles, you have a lot more options. So this gun, I can go down to any gun shop, get a stripped lower receiver or a fully built rifle any time of the day, super easy. With pistols, you actually have to buy something that's on the California handgun roster available for sale, or something that's exempt because of weird characteristics. So it's a little bit more complicated. It's not quite as easy. You can't build them for yourself. AR-15 rifles. This gun is legal in the state of California and can be made legal in the state of California in one of two ways. This gun here has a normal detachable magazine. So this gun here is a featureless rifle, which means it is a semi-auto centerfire rifle with detachable magazines that does not have any of the evil features. Now, what are those features? A pistol grip or a thumb hole stock, a collapsible or telescoping stock, a flash hider. This gun has a muzzle brake, not a flash hider, and it cannot have a vertical foregrip. This gun in the state of California is functionally identical to any other AR-15 except the stock doesn't move. This isn't a pistol grip by definition, and it doesn't have a flash hider or vertical foregrip. However, semi-auto, center fire, I can legally use my legally acquired 30-round or higher magazines, whatever I want to use in this gun, and I just press a button and it comes out. Now, how are AR-15 pistols different? Well, with AR-15 pistols, or assault weapon characteristics for a pistol, the actual features that would make it illegal are different, meaning, which causes some issue, because one of the features on an AR-15 pistol that would make it an assault weapon because it's semi-auto is that the magazine well, so where you put this magazine, is actually not inside the pistol grip itself. So this gun here has a mag well outside of the pistol grip. It has what's called a barrel shroud. It has a threaded barrel. So how is this legal? Those are all assault weapon characteristics. Well, the reason it's legal is because in order to release the magazine in this gun, I have to press this button back here to open the gun up, like so, in order to drop the magazine. I can then close it up, pop that pin in, put a new mag in, and rack it. There are much faster ways to actually do that with different parts. However, the way mine is set up is just very simple for the sake of simplicity. There's many great manufacturers out there to make that done a lot quicker. Bear Flag Defense, Cross Armory, Juggernaut Tactical. There's a ton of other manufacturers, AR Maglock, that basically what happens is it makes it more simple. So you just press a button on the side, it pops open, boom, mag drops, that easy. So you're shooting, boom, new magazine in, you're good to go. However, the way mine is set up is a little bit different. So AR-15 pistols, AR-15 rifles, they're governed differently by either fixed mag or featureless, which hopefully I did a good enough description describing to you. Why would someone want to go featureless and why would someone want to go fixed mag? Well, me personally, I am totally in the camp of featureless being a superior platform, simply because I can legally use my acquired legally 60 round drum mags. And if you want to know how I acquired these magazines and why that might matter to you, feel free to check out this video talking about Freedom Week and you can learn a little bit there. So this gun here is featureless. I can still grab it pretty normally. I got good control over it. I got the stock in a position that's fixed in place, but where it's fixed in place that works well for me. And I can use my 60 round drum mag and just drop it with the press of a button. So for me, when it comes to rifles, featureless is definitely the way to go. However, some people really prefer to have all of the looks and features of their normal gun, which is why I actually have this AR-10. My AR-10 here is chambered in .308. This gun is primarily just a bench rest gun. This gun right here is actually one of the other fixed mag guns that I own. This is a very simple setup. Again, I just pop the pin out manually to the rear. I can drop the magazine. This gun's chambered in .308, and the kind of shooting that I'm gonna be doing with this gun is primarily hunting. So I got a 10 round mag because fixed magazine guns are limited to 10 rounds. So 10 rounds of .308. I'm mostly gonna be shooting this from the bench or hunting, in which case it's not a life or death situation. So if it takes me longer to reload after firing 10 rounds, it's not the end of the world. I'm fine with potentially losing a deer or a hog because I wasn't able to shoot 10 of them in a row. I was only able to shoot 9 and I missed and I want to shoot another one. So for me, fixed mag has its place, but for any sort of defensive use, I would definitely recommend a featureless gun chambered in .556 that can use detachable magazines. Now, a lot of people have been asking me how I have my gun set up. Well, currently I have it set up like this. I've got an Aimpoint Pro, so this is a red dot optic on it. I've got flip up sights for if that ever died for some reason. I have a weapon mounted light on here that is super bright. I've got a fixed position stock in the spot that I like it. This is a BCM stock. I've got a non-vertical foregrip. This is a hand stop. So this gun here is legal in the state of California in my mind. And it functions really well. It's .556, it's featureless. Normally, when I have it set up for home defense, I have this 60 round drum mag in it, and you're gonna ask, why 60 round drum mag? Why not just a normal 30 round magazine? And the reason for that is entirely because if I pick this gun up, I want to know that if I grab this gun and only this gun, and I'm naked in the middle of the night, I don't have time to put on a chest rig and grab all kinds of shit. If the end of the world is coming, I wanna be able to pick up this gun and know that I have enough ammo to handle anything. And that's just me personally, how I choose to do it. Some people are fine with a 30 round mag. Some people are comfortable with 2 10 round mags. It's just whatever you choose. And that's the great thing about the AR-15 platform is the amount of options that you have. And in California, you have a lot of options. So you can go either pistol, so super short, fixed magazine, normal length rifle with detachable magazines, and it's kind of your own choice. So a lot of people are gonna ask, would you choose to build a gun and would you choose to buy one, and what are the benefits? Now I'm gonna cover the general basics of the benefits and cons of each one, but then I'm gonna talk about specifically why California is a little bit different and why I would generally lean towards building one. So in the state of California, you actually can't buy an AR-15 unless you're 21. In other states, you could buy a fully built rifle at the age of 18, but in California, semi-auto centerfire rifles like this cannot be bought until you're 21. So the age range doesn't matter. If you want to buy an AR-15 in California or build an AR-15, you got to be 21. In California, because of the laws we have, the manufacturer of the gun is going to actually have to make a specific California compliant model, which causes a specific issue, and that's availability. While in any other state, any AR-15 in the states you can go and buy, California, because of the assault weapon ban, not every single manufacturer is making every single gun that they make California compliant. And that's just a matter of supply and demand. So in California, if you want to buy a gun, there's plenty of options. You're just a little bit more limited. The typical low end are like the Smith & Wesson or the Ruger 5.56. You can get those featureless typically or fixed magazine for about $600. Personally, my recommendation would be to either buy something really cheap like the Ruger or the Smith & Wesson, or jump up into the high-end range like BCM or Christensen Arms or just any other premium manufacturer that's making them California compliant. Anywhere in the middle, that's the sweet spot of building. Every single AR-15 that I own is actually in some way, shape, or form a build of mine. This gun was a pistol that I bought from Franklin Armory and converted to semi-auto, so that's still technically in my mind a custom build in a sense. This gun, every single part was purchased by me, and I actually assembled it fully. This gun here, I bought the complete upper from BCM, everything else I put together. This AR-10 here, I actually bought the upper as well, and then built the lower and everything else. So for me, all of the guns, all of the AR style firearms that I own, I've actually built or assembled myself or modified myself. So in my mind, I personally find the best value when you build, because you can buy a stripped lower receiver, anything cheap from a local gun store that's made with good quality parts, and then build everything else yourself. You get a little bit of cost savings because when you buy online, it's cheaper than buying in store. Also, when you buy a complete gun, the feds put an 11% tax on any firearm that's sold, meaning that the overall cost is actually more expensive. So you save a little bit of money, you get exactly what you want, you have more options. So in my mind, for a first time AR-15 owner, you know, maybe get one of the Smith & Wessons or the Rugers, or if you just want to buy once, cry once, never think about it again, you can buy something like a Daniel Defense from a store. But if you really want to get into it and you want to learn more about the gun, or if you have specific tastes or specific features that you want, building is definitely the way to go in my mind. Just at the very least, buy a complete upper receiver group and then build out the lower itself with the stock, the grip, whatever trigger you want. Okay, so hopefully that answers your questions as far as the types of ARs you can own, fixed mag versus featureless, building versus buying, and my recommendations, the price ranges, and some example brands that you might think about. If you have any more questions about AR-15s in California, let me know, because hopefully this explains to you the nuances between what you can and what you can't buy. So if you have any questions, drop a comment. I respond to typically everything, but if you're a dick, I'm not going to respond to you. Yes, I know California laws suck. No, I don't want to hear you complain about it or tell me about how great Texas or whatever cool state you live in is. If you have any questions about California gun laws, feel free to let me know. I hope this was helpful to you. Thanks. As always, have fun, be safe. Peace.